Live from Sioux City, Iowa, it is the great Paul Wagner. Wags, thanks for joining us from the road. We appreciate it, buddy.
Absolutely. Two very huge vacation destinations that I can now check off my bucket list.
So Drew and KB have this bit, right, from Summerfest, where they make poor Hunter go around and ask people, how's the corn?
Yeah.
Have you seen the bit?
Yeah.
The video? That's what we could do with Wags.
Yep.
Because you're in Lincoln and now you're in Sioux City, Iowa. So, Paul Wagner, how's the corn?
Well, the corn, the farmers markets are open, so I have gone for a few walks, and I love the area. It's pretty nice. There's some certain areas that you like, especially where we stay. But with these tornadoes in town, the one thing I wanted to talk about, and I don't know if you wanted to mention it now, but with multiple tornadoes in the month of June is a tornado month around here in this plains area. But the number one thing to do is do not touch downed power lines. You know what? I think my daughter, when she was 8 years old, knew not to touch a downed power line.
So you're saying you're not substituting that for a cup of coffee?
Yeah, right. Hey, you new Starbucks. Hey, you want a frappe latte? No, just touch a power line.
I heard a commercial recently about the same thing, and I was in the process of I had the headset on, and I was going to go mow my lawn this week. It was Wednesday night, and I heard this commercial, and I stopped and I went, "How stupid are we that we have to have a commercial that reminds people not to touch down the power lines?"
Yes, everything's labeled now, right? I mean, it's like contents may be hot. Contents may electrocute you.
I mean, I love nicknames, but Old Sparky is not one that I want to have. Right. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you'll save on your cup of Joe in the morning, and you won't have to put product in your hair in the morning.
It's like we talked about last week.
No hair gel.
But it's like what we talked last week about that guy from Indiana that competed in that fishing contest in Illinois and weighted his fish, and then he had a stringer full of fish, all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Put the weight on your line, not down the fish, okay? $1,300, that's what you're going after, is not worth it. It's just...
And there was just another story in Louisiana that somebody weighted fish too.
There's more.
It's just, after the first story blew up last year, how are guys still doing this and thinking they're going to get away with it?
Because they have gotten away with it for years.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's
what
the
in
thing.
the
It's probably been
world?
happening for a long time.
Well, I mean, Wags, we'll go to your world for a moment. Okay, when finally the whole thing that happened with Sammy Sosa and the cork bat, right?
Yep.
There are things in Major League Baseball. There's a video from the College World Series I saw this week, right? Where this pitcher, they suspected him of doctoring the baseball. And they did slow-mo video where he was touching his left arm, then he'd go to his cap, then he'd go to his pocket. And I think it was Louisville against somebody, and the Louisville benches were just nuts. They thought this guy was cheating. And I'm like, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't.
Right.
But it's been part of the sport for years. Hasn't it, Wags? Come on now.
There's a reason, you look at it and we don't like it, but there's a reason why people say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I mean, it's an old cliche in all sports basically, but yeah, I mean, you always do it when the bat cracks and the cork comes out and Sammy Sosa all of a sudden can't speak English. I've seen baseball players. They sleep with their baseball bats. They know every single bat. And if you can remember, Sammy Sosa's excuse was, that was my batting practice bat.
Yeah.
And there ain't no chance. These guys know exactly. Like Christian Yelich will get up there, or Contreras will get up. If he breaks a bat, he knows, that bat boy knows exactly which bat to grab next, how much tape he's got on it, how much pine tar he's already got put on there, the weight, the differential, like he'll go 34-33, or 34-31. He'll go 33.5, 29, or 30 with a different pitcher. He knows exactly which every bat has, especially if one has cork.
I love that.
But that gets back to what we said about the guy that got busted in Louisiana. This isn't new.
Right.
These guys have been doing it forever. What always amazes me, and just it was compounded, my thought about what happened with the dude we talked about last week. The grand prize was $1,300. Why in the hell are you doing this for $1,300?
Trying to put food on the table, you know?
It's $1,300.
Yeah.
You have to outweigh the risk, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I mean, I was gone last week. I was at a bachelor party, and I could have used some performance-enhancing drugs to figure out my flip cup game because I was definitely the anchor of my team. So, yeah. Isn't that crazy, though, like what you were saying about that, Wags, with like bats and all that stuff? I mean, it's no different than all of us with any of our equipment. Like, we know our both setups really well. Right. It's what we're super passionate about. You know, we know exactly what we should be doing where and what the draw cycle is, and just like a lot of that stuff. I mean, but yeah, to think about it that way, where guys are interchanging bats. I mean, Tim and Eric don't know the ins and outs of all that stuff, but to hear that, you know, it's just like, oh, what are you shooting for a whitetail? Oh, well, I've got a 395 grain arrow, and then when I go out west, I'm shooting a 580 grain arrow.
Right.
You know, to switch all of that up and have different setups and stuff. It's interesting to hear that. I say it all the time, Wags, but man, I love all the insight that you bring on all that stuff.
And here's the thing too: we shouldn't be surprised by this. I mean, Wags, as you just gave us some great stories about, you know, baseball. Well, remember Deflategate?
Right.
And all these other things. Yep. So we shouldn't be surprised when it comes to the outdoors and competition that people are trying to find an edge, right?
Yeah. They're always doing that.
I've also said, Wags, that if there was a way that I could bottle and then patent common sense, I would be the richest man in the world.
Well, people wouldn't buy it, though, because we're all a bunch of idiots.
Right.
You were talking about advantages. To segue here into a story. So
yeah, we should shift it. What the show's supposed to be about.
Wiggs, I don't know if you heard this or not, but just in the last couple of days here, there is some regulation. So we always talk about how there's like a gray area. I mean, I've kind of talked to you guys about like drone usage and some of that stuff. Well, with gray area and two-way communication devices in the aid of harvesting animals, the Iowa, I guess the Iowa government or the Iowa DNR has officially put a hard stance on trail cameras, and that you cannot use cell cameras at all, and you cannot leave ground blinds or trail cameras, regular or cell cameras, on public land overnight now, which is a pretty big deal. I mean, you think about like the big people that own private land and, you know, they don't have to worry about it. But you think about all these people that have been, I mean, I don't know, what does it take, 5 years to get an Iowa tag? And then you're thinking, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to be able to put a trail camera out. And I'm going to be able to, you know, get all of my updates through my Moultrie or my Tacticam app and getting all of that data. Now, all of a sudden, you've lost that unless you're hunting on private land. I don't know. It's kind of scary because it's like, well, what's going to happen in Wisconsin? You know, I mean, it's not that far away. It started off in Utah, now it's in Iowa, and they're starting to make more hardline stances on what some of these regulations are.
But part of the problem with it is, as I understand it, is that there are less and less places for people to hunt.
Right.
So that is growing numbers on public hunting land, which before probably didn't have as many people in those woods, so that the population wasn't an issue. Now, because less and less people, you know, are like, nope, you're not coming on my land. It's posted.
Right.
It is pushing hunters onto public land, Wags, which then leads to the dilemma, I guess, the state of Iowa was in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it gets confiscated by the Iowa DNR or what happens with it, but I'm looking at the opposite way. It's a price advantage. If it's $50 for a ground blind, I'll put it in a spot where I'm going to think nobody's going to see it. I'll put a camera up where I can buy a Tasco camera with a card, and I can grab it and it's $20, $25 or $30. If
Yeah.
I'm willing to gamble that, I think the only thing I can think of what has become an issue is when somebody has left in Iowa because of the fact that it's such a great whitetail destination, that people have left things there, and now you have a question about, hey, this ground blind was here. I walked into it. I'm in it in the morning, and some guy says, no, it's my ground blind. I left it overnight. It almost like you should be first come, first serve. If you put something out on public land, technically if you don't label it like you stamp your traps, like when you go for rats or whenever you're trapping otters or anything like that, you stamp your traps. You stamp it, but if somebody else is in it, I think that has got to be the issue where there's been confrontation with hunters going into other people's stuff on public land.
But see, that's the problem. It's society. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a problem, a reflection of the problems in society.
Yeah.
Because, Wags, if I went in there with good conscience, clear mind, and I walk in with my son or my hunting buddy and I see your stuff there, that's not my stuff.
Right.
I'm not going in there.
Yeah.
I'm not going in there going, hey, man, you left it. Too bad, too sad.
Who does that, though?
Well, people are
a
doing
lot of people
it.
do it, which is, and that's just, you and I are the same, and Wags, I'm sure you do the same thing. It's like, well, I don't want to go in here. Somebody else is hunting here already. Whether they're in that blind or not, I don't want to be in this area.
My mind does. Yeah, go ahead, Wags.
Yeah, Tasker did that last year. Remember when you walked by the guy had a camera up and you didn't?
Yeah.
Oh, guy's got a camera here. You don't bother. You don't think about destroying it or stealing it or pulling the card or anything like that. It's like, oh, okay.
I did think
all
about
hunters.
it.
You photobombed it, though,
I did
right?
think about checking the card.
You
though.
did photobomb
I never did it, but I did think about it.
You stood in front of the camera and went, nah, 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 nah. Nothing like that?
Yeah.
I would have done that.
And that's just it. And
cologne all over the place.
yeah. Well, and that's the same for Wisconsin. I mean, we're not supposed to leave tree stands. We're not supposed to leave ground blinds. We're not supposed to leave any of that stuff overnight. If people do it, it's a matter of, do you want to lose it or not if somebody else walks up on it? But if you're hunting out of a ground blind, you don't just set up a ground blind and hunt that morning. You want to leave it out there so they're familiar with it.
You know what you should
It
do?
doesn't spook them.
Here's a quick and easy fix to this problem. If you've ever had in your life where a car broke down or a trailer might be a better idea alongside the road, you had a flat tire. And what do? You leave a note in the windshield, or you leave a note attached to it that said, hey, I'm coming back to get this tomorrow. Questions, call me at this number.
Yeah.
Just leave a note on that ground blind that says, hey, this is my stuff. I would appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow.
Right.
Dudes are still
Well, and that'd be fine if it was another hunter, but when the DNR walks up on it and they call you and write you a citation,
what
then
are you
you're
doing
really
here?
in trouble.
Rules are rules, son. I'm sorry. We love your polite note, but it ain't going to fly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, going with the bird hunters got it. You come in at 2. You're putting up a 3 or a 4 hour set for geese or something like that, man. And I don't know. I mean, maybe private land's different, and obviously you don't set those sets up on public land, so maybe it's a moot point. But I don't believe you're supposed to. And I could be wrong, Cass. You can check. I don't believe you're supposed to leave your decoy set up overnight as well.
Yeah, you're not supposed to, which is, I think, big part of the reason why a lot of people get out there 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, so they can set everything and they can retrieve it at the end of the day, at the end of their hunt. So
yeah, I mean that's a long. You come out there. Some of those guys have trailer fulls. I mean, you're setting a 3 hour set with headlamps on, and then you got to take it down and say like, hey, you know what, tonight, hey, let's just go have a couple cocktails and a fish fry and leave that stuff out there.
right, yeah,
Ain't gonna fly.
yeah.
So what is the end result? What is your biggest fear about this?
Well, I think the biggest disadvantage is for the out-of-state hunters because they don't get that. And what I've briefly read about it so far is that the hope or the goal with it, especially on the trail camera side of it, is that they are hoping to increase the age and maturity of the deer that are in fact harvested in Iowa. The first thing that goes through my mind is, aren't they already shooting huge deer there? That's just my first initial knee-jerk reaction. But then the second thing is I would think the opposite would happen, that somebody's been trying to get a tag in Iowa for 5 years, they see a halfway decent buck and there's 5 other bucks that are bigger than that they just don't know about, they're going to shoot that first buck that comes through. Mm-hmm. That would be my instinct with that, is that I don't want this to go to waste, and I'm only here for 5 days. It's day 3, and I haven't seen any other bucks, but there might be a couple other that are sitting out there. I don't agree with that. I think that would be opposite of what they're hoping to accomplish with it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't look at it that way, but you're probably right. And yeah, it's why there has to be something. There's always a result. There's a cause. Wait, there's always an action that results in a cause or a reaction, and I'd really be curious to see why that has taken place, like you just said, in the last few days. What was the cause that created this reaction?
Yeah.
You know what, and I didn't think about that either, and not just kind of skipping through this. I wonder if they had meetings, the open meetings,
right,
like the Wisconsin DNR does. We've talked about different things that has been on their agenda here in the first half of the year. I wonder if with the Iowa thing, that this has been simmering for a long time, and maybe it leans more to the out-of-state people coming in, and that, the Iowa people who are more and more hunting, I'm sure like Wisconsin people, because of the unavailable places to hunt anymore on private land,
right,
they're being pushed to public land. They're going, wait a minute. Whoa. We're seeing a lot of these Wisconsin hunters, Kansas, wherever they're from,
right,
Illinois guys coming in, and they're rolling the first buck we see. When we want to be able to get bigger bucks, to do that, we've got to cut back on things.
Yeah, I don't know.
You mentioned Iowa, too, and here's another little story. Because Iowa is known for huge deer, like the Buffalo and Trempealeau counties. So I was talking to some people, and I didn't know this. The list to get your buck tag as a non-res in Iowa is tough. But Iowa does have this thing, and I wish you could, or I hope you could look this up. It's called a governor's tag. And if you can apply for a governor's tag, and you have to know somebody. So someone goes, Paul, just apply for that governor's tag. And then I go, what? He goes, yeah, the governor's tag. I go, what does it cost? He goes, oh, I think it's, I don't know, 10, 12 grand. I go, what? 10, 12 grand or 1,200? He goes, no, 12 grand. I go, again, back to my old saying, hey, turn my baseball card over. There ain't no deer worth 12 grand for me right now.
I don't know, Wags. Have you seen some of the deer shot in Iowa?
Yes.
Okay, for that kind of money, is it lifetime? Or is it like a golf membership?
It's a 1 year. It's a one tagger, and if you don't get nothing, you just ate $12K. And I'm like, man, I said $12K. I need to turn my lights on in the house when I get home.
So the eight of the tags have been auctioned. It's typically done through an auction,
right?
Ranging anywhere from $8,000 to $10,900.
Okay.
Yeah.
The state of Iowa's governor's tag. Right.
Yeah, and there's
so what do you get for your $8,000 to $10,000?
Let's see.
What are the perks?
Program was developed in the 90s as a means to promote Iowa deer hunting,
right,
and most of the 75 available governor's tags are issued at standard cost to outdoor media personalities who agree to promote Iowa deer hunting through articles, videos.
Whoa! Back up and say that slower.
Most of these governor tags
right,
are issued at standard costs, which I don't see anywhere in the article.
Okay, all right, Wags, hang on. We're going to do a brief edition of OK Stop. Go ahead, continue.
To outdoor media personalities.
Stop. Wait a minute. This would fall into that category, Paul Wagner. Outdoor media personalities. Continue.
Okay, yeah, we're on the right track.
Continue here. Yes.
Who agree to promote Iowa deer hunting.
Stop. Wags, you love Iowa deer hunting, don't you?
My name is now Paul Lukoski.
I think your brother owns some land there.
Tell me how great, you know what? Tell me how great Sioux City, Iowa is this time of year, right?
Yeah, I'm Paul Lukoski, and my stepbrother is Parrish Drury.
Through hunting, through articles, videos, and TV programs.
Video. We can put a camera in the studio.
Start doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Applications for the tags are reviewed and awarded by an internal committee, so there's probably some skids that are being greased there.
Yeah, but that's when you throw the baseball card thing at him. Say, you know.
So
That's
they
what I need to be like Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, or Mike Trout because the Paul Wagner card.
There's got to be a guy that you've run across that has ties to the state of Iowa. Come on, Wags. Got to be somebody, you know?
Yeah, but yes, absolutely. And that's why this came up. And I'm like, yeah, but I'll wait. I'll wait.
Just tell him you've seen Caitlin Clark play. You love her game, you know, something like that. Maybe that'll work.
I spend time in Iowa. Hey, I do.
You know what? We have it right here in our own. We missed this. My goodness, how did we miss this? Scott Dolphin is an Iowa native.
Yeah.
His brother Gary is the voice of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah, he's got to live somewhere in Iowa.
I mean, we got a legend right here. Dolph talks to Dolph. We get the governor's pass. Boom, you're in, Wags.
Yeah.
Bingo.
See?
I shoot monster bucks, and the next thing you know, I'm on TV.
Pitching coach. Sometimes, well, he's always there to back up the club if they need a manager. I'm not going to go there after last year. Wags is with us live today from Sioux City, Iowa. And let's talk a little bit about those Dock Hounds. We'll start there as we go through our sponsors. Wags, been on the road, as we talked about at the top. You're in Lincoln, now you're in Sioux City, Iowa. Going to be home soon. How's the club looking right now?
Hey, we're still trying to find our way. Our pitching coach, our pitching is struggling. Obviously, the situation is it's tough. We have a tough home ballpark, and teams come in, and there's a lot of runs scored. A lot of points are being scored at home, and we're not able to shut down. But the other pitching staff, regardless of the why or how, but the average score at our games are 9-7 at home, 10-6. Very rarely do you come on the road, as we just finished up a Lincoln series. We lost an extra inning game over there. I just remember back. We lost 4-3 in 10 innings, and then we come back and win a game. But, it's tough. Our hitting's trying to figure it out. Our pitching's trying to figure it out. It's just consistency. But you have to figure it out sooner than later, because a 100-game season, all of a sudden it comes back and you're right there already. So we're a fifth of the way through. We're below 500. But we have talent. Unfortunately, we just lost two more guys, and that's what happens. This is a league where people can pick and choose who they want from you, and every time you start to get on a roll or a little bit of a hot streak, you lose another guy. We have a pitcher that's going hot right now, and he's gone. We had another position player, he's gone. It's like, man, you're just trying to figure it out, and then you take 2 steps forward, and you're taking almost 3 steps backwards again. So, hey, it's a struggle, but the Lake Country Dock Hounds still put on a great show. Entertainment at WBC Park in Oconomowoc, right by Pabst Farms. It's great. Lots of specials all through the week. We have special weekend promotions. It's a great entertainment. Bring the kids out. It's awesome. You can even bring your pet dog.
Hey, Wags, by the way, they need to check out the website, don't they? It's an awesome website.
It is. Lake Country Dock Hounds.
That's an inside joke between the two of us, Eric. That's why there was this awkward pause.
I love that.
That's what I was going to say, because we just had this conversation before. But again, Star Wars themes. There's so many themes going on at the ballpark, and again, we have the walk-off brews with the Verona, with WBC Brewing Company there. It's an exciting thing. But things are going on every weekend, and we were trying to figure out something. So there's a lot going on there always on the website. Lake Country Dock Hounds.
As KB would say, if you know, you know. That's what it was.
You know.
Yep. You know a lot about Bunzel's, another great sponsor, huh?
Yeah.
Into a new month, man.
We've got a new month. So the June meat deal is, how good do these sound? 2 fresh homemade beer and onion brats.
Ding.
I mean, is there anything that can go wrong with that?
No.
Whole trimmed pork tenderloin, a whole or cut up chicken, a pound of ground chuck, and 2 pre-cooked chicken patties. Obviously, I mean, a well-rounded meal for $20.24. And I think it feels like everybody's kind of been exposed to Bunzel's lately. My boss was in there returning some stuff, and he's like, I just spent $105 there. I'm like, I mean, that's a easy day at Bunzel's.
We
should easily get
too,
carried away there.
When he was returning stuff, he was taking back stuff, utensils that they used at Guitars for Vets.
Yes.
Right? Because when you said he's returning stuff, I know, Wags, you were thinking the same thing. Did he have? No, he had a great experience.
He did. Yes. Yeah. It was not like a busted open ketchup bottle from their convenience side of the store.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, I don't know if I told you guys this. So I was at the Craig Council return to AmFam on Memorial Day on that Monday. That is a separate show in itself, all the sights and sounds and things that I saw that day. But as my wife and I and our niece and nephew came to the game with us, and we were tailgating, and the smell of charcoal was wafting through the parking lot, right? Well, I have gone to the Blackstone. I've been a Blackstone guy since last year. Guess what I did last week? I went and bought a charcoal grill.
Nice.
You bought the old Weber.
I did. Not a big boy, but a small one.
Small one.
And I was. And here's the sad part about it. I have not used charcoal for probably 5 years.
Okay.
I forgot how to use charcoal. Not how to light it and that, but you need more charcoal to get them hot faster, right?
Yes.
And I didn't. I just used a little bit in there, and it's taken forever and forever and forever. And so my wife goes, boy, those burgers are taking a long time. And I go, yeah, well, it takes a while for the coals to get going. She comes out and lifts the top, and she goes, you need to put more charcoal in there next time. I'm like, okay, thank you, honey. But yes.
It doesn't work with 6 briquettes.
No, it doesn't. I had a few more than 6. I had 12, but 12 wasn't enough either. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, but it was one of those things where it was an impulse buy.
Okay.
And I stopped by the was it Farm and Fleet Farm, whatever it is in Oconomowoc.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're in my cart, you're in my cart, you're in my cart. Mm-hmm.
I can't get enough of that store, to be honest. I use it kind of as like my grocery store. I mean,
you do a little bit of everything there. So.
Which is always nice.
So anyway, what's the website for Bunzels?
Well, I love how we just randomly go down these. It's
what we do.
Bunzels.com, BUNZELS.com. They've always got their updated specials on there. They typically have a weekly meat deal or like a weekly flyer as well. But then you can always check out their rotating options for their meat deals, whether that's monthly, their barbecue, steak, beef, deluxe, all sorts of different options for you to stock up, fill the freezer, and get ready for summer grilling.
I have, I guess I can let the cat out of the bag a little bit because you two were the original members of the show. I came in as relief duty, and you guys have been kind enough to let me stay with you for a while. So I'm not going to take credit for this because you guys have done the heavy lifting, but next week it is a very significant day in the history of this radio program. It is a milestone. And yes, Paul, first of all, a milestone will be that Wags will not be on the phone. He will be actually with us to do the show next week. But and we're not doing it from his shed. We're not going to do it from out there.
Not from the party barn.
But in this business, if you accumulate a certain number of shows or certain milestones, 50 shows, 100 shows, and you guys, I say you guys have achieved a milestone. Next week's show will be number 150. Congratulations.
Big deal.
Yes.
It's a big deal.
Are we getting a cake? What are we doing?
I think we're going to just kind of leave that as a suspense for next week. What
Do we have a beer for breakfast,
we might
maybe?
be bringing up. I think that's worthwhile.
Pop some champagne, maybe?
We're working on some of the details for some of our guests that we're going to have for next week, and we're gonna be out and about, and we're gonna do it up big. And I think 150 is a pretty big accomplishment for us, especially because there's been some changes to the show, and we've been blessed with an excellent CEO and planner and producer and all of the different items that you handle for us, Tim.
Yes.
But I think it's safe to say that between Wags and I mean, we have not been on every single show, both of us, for all of them. But I think that it's safe to say that we've probably been on 135 of them. Maybe there's 15 that I've missed and that Wags has missed. But yeah, I can't wait I think part of what we'll talk about next week is just reflecting back on some of what we've accomplished. And I mean, man, how cool to look back, and it's 3 years, and it's a lot.
I can think back to my beginning. You two were in my office and went, we need a host. Are you free?
Yeah. There's a lot of buttons on that keyboard over there.
Can you help us out? Armin's doing too much.
Yeah.
Me and Task would still be in that back room trying to figure even just how to turn it on.
Yeah. It's
So the rumor is it's going to be a live show next week on
Correct.
location.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we like that. We're gonna have some guests, I believe, that will be a part of the show, and I can't wait for it. It's crazy to think that it's been 150 shows.
You know, I could bring the charcoal grill.
Yeah.
We could grill up like some breakfast sausage or something.
We don't have to put anything on it. We can just set the grill, light it, and then it smells so good.
I think it's so funny though, because when you said, "Oh yeah, you could smell the charcoal wafting in the air,"
Yeah.
my reaction was the same as Wags, where it was, you just know what that smell is.
Your mouth starts to
yeah.
water, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, is convenient as gas grilling is.
Yeah.
Man, there's something about using a smoker, or there's something about a charcoal grill. It's just entirely different.
Yeah.
It's just different.
So good. Well, maybe we'll have. I'm sure Bunzel's has a breakfast sausage. I think they had like blueberry pork sausage or
go.
something like that.
Yeah.
We'll do something like that
You
next
can put that
week.
on a croissant. We're all set.
Yeah. We'll be in good shape. We'll be all right for
There we
next
go.
week.
I like that
so.
idea. So that is next week's show. Congratulations, fellas! 150. It's a big deal. We're not in Garbedian territory where we're winning awards, but
Right.
we
Not
can dream big.
Yeah.
We
can dream big.
We win awards in our own mind, so that's all right.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. So
Yeah.
again, and one more sponsors. We're kind of doing segment sponsorship here, and we should, because they have been with you guys since the beginning, and that's Buck Rub Archery.
Yeah, I just had a conversation with a buddy on the way in this morning, and we both kind of dawned on the fact that deer season is less than 3 months away, and it feels like so long ago that we were wrapping up, and I was finishing up my season out by Wags, and man, it's like all of a sudden it's going to be there. And I saw a couple of my friends this morning, they had posted something about getting some tune-up work done on their bow, and hey, I haven't shot it in a while. They pull it out, and oh yeah, well, I've got some lean going on, or I've got, my peep is like in need of being replaced. Buck Rub can take care of all of that. I just am so appreciative of the partnership that we've had with them over the course of the last 3.5 years or 3 years, that they've always been there to help us out and to get us set up, and to be able to, support us in this way has been really nice. But not only is it time to get your bow tuned up, but it's almost time for Summer League, which that's when we know that it gets really exciting, because I love the way they do that. It's the 8 weeks leading into deer season. And soon enough, I mean, that's got to be like July, first week of July-ish, that'll be starting up, so we'll be able to get out and do the outdoor course, which I believe is open now. I can confirm that next week. But they've just been so good to us, and what a great facility and great people there that have always been a part of this, and it's nice just to know that there's been a long tenured partnership there. Right,
Yeah.
Tim?
I mean,
Well, I was waiting for Wags to jump in here.
I mean, you kind of hit it all. I don't take advantage of the league play that you do and stuff like that. But whenever I go out there, obviously it's great. I think I need to stop over there more. Unfortunately, when you do the St. Jude shoot and stuff like that, I'm either it's just, it's just a great place to go. You can get lost there. You can literally walk around, walk in, walk to the right, walk upstairs, and then go over to the side where they're fixing stuff, and then go look at the range. That's just the indoor part of it. And like I said before, last year I walked around when Task shot, went through the outdoor course, and it's exciting. And if they have an 8 week leading up to the season opener, what a great little timeline. There's your calendar for you. We got 8 weeks until I can shoot something real.
By the reason I was distracted, truth be known, I was looking at my phone, and I'm not a bow guy. You guys are bow guys,
right?
And it's all great. I don't do that, but I came across a story, and I read it the other day, and it just popped up again for me today here on the show. And it's not about bows; it's about guns, right? And I subscribe to this website, OutdoorNews.com.
Yeah.
Doesn't Dan Durbin write for those guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Here's the headline. The .270 Winchester is a hunting rifle worth owning. And it says the .270 Winchester is pretty much done it all in the hunting woods. It's easy to shoot. It throws bullets fast and quite flat, yet doesn't loosen your teeth. Blah, 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 blah. But it says the .270 Winchester is an icon. I have a love affair with a .270 Winchester.
Okay.
It has been my gun of choice for years. The backstory in this is, and this is why it struck a chord with me, was that if I remember the story right, in 1974, my dad bought a Winchester .270 at a Bell Scott. This is going back, a Bell Scott store in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Okay.
He was going out west hunting for the first time, and so he bought this rifle. It is not fancy. It had a Tasco 4-power scope on it, which in 1974 is probably top of the line, right? As I grew up, I watched my dad shoot a lot of deer with this gun at some amazing distances with it, right? So my dad, as he got older, decided to pass the gun on to me. And I've had this thing. I remember the first time I shot it, it left, and there was no recoil pad on the butt of it, and it left blue marks or black and blue marks on my shoulder. And my dad said it was a badge of honor, okay? And I have used that gun for probably 20, close to 30 years that I've used that gun. 5 years ago, my wife's uncle, his hobby is to restore guns. And I gave it to him, and he completely restored it. Went back to the original cream-colored finish and redid the whole thing. It looks like the day it came out of the Bell Scott store. It is one of my prized possessions, is this gun. As silly as it may sound, when I read this story, I flashed back to my dad growing up, seeing him shoot this big gun, which when you're 12 years old and you got the 20 gauge with a slug in it, you know, that's scary enough. But then you see him shoot this cannon, and you're thinking, hell no, I'm never going to touch that thing.
Yeah.
And then I shot deer with it, and my sons were with me. They saw me shoot deer with it, and we have great stories about it. It's one of those things that I'm sure there's other, maybe you guys do too. You have something like that that's a legacy piece. And so when I read this story, I'm like, man, this is a well-written piece. It really brought back a lot of memories for me.
So is that now a showpiece or an art piece?
Hell no, we still use it.
Yeah,
I still
good.
use it.
I was worried about that when you said, it's completely refinished.
No. I use it. But if we're out in the woods and it starts raining, I'm like, I think it's time to go in.
Yeah, I feel a little mist in the air. Yeah, that's great. I think that's really cool about firearms, though, is that if you take care of them and with just a little bit of maintenance, they can last forever.
Yeah.
And I think that is just something that you don't get that with archery. You know, you can take care of them and you can shoot them for a really long time, but, you know, those limbs get brittle.
Right.
Strings have to be replaced, which is no different than, you know, your gun cleaning and your maintenance and everything with that. It's not the same as a firearm.
So, Wags, here's the crazy thing about this. And again, you're going to think crazy nuts when I tell you this. I've never replaced the scope. I still have the original scope, the Tasco 4-power, and I still use it.
Wow.
My sons are like, Dad, come on. I'm like, no. You know, it's one of the, and you know that when you played sports at the high level you did, that guys like with gloves, especially with ball gloves, man, that is their weapon of choice, isn't it? And they will do anything to protect those things. And if they lose it or if it goes to hell on them, they will do whatever they can. A lot of these guys overpay just to have it rebuilt again, right?
No, absolutely. Right on the same. I didn't see the correlation until you said it, but I got guys that, you know, glove companies will come in the big leagues. They'll come in once a week. Every time you go into Chicago, the reps are in Chicago. You're in L.A., the reps will be in L.A., Miami, or New York, wherever you make these trips. But they'll get their boxes of gloves. They'll tell them to ship them home. You tell your clubby, you tell your traveling secretary, hey, let's send this back home. But you know what? The bottom line is every time you see that shortstop go out there, he's got the same glove he had when he was probably an A-ball, because once you find that piece, you keep it forever.
July 28th, we're live in Green Bay for the
Wasn't
whole
it just
week.
Christmas?
Yeah,
It's
I know,
like
I know.
it's just kind of crazy.
I hate a former colleague, not literally, but his social media post when he says 100 days, 90 days, whatever, till Badger football season.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to know that yet.
Yeah.
Tell me when it's like 30 days out,
Yeah.
something like that.
So I shouldn't tell you that I have a countdown timer on my phone for 6 a.m. on opening morning of bowl season.
Somehow that doesn't shock me. Doesn't shock me.
So I was thinking, I kind of mentioned this, and we don't have much time here left as we wrap up the show, but, I was thinking, so last weekend, I kind of mentioned this before, I was at a bachelor party this past weekend, and you guys are older than I am, you've been to a lot of bachelor parties.
Yes, we are.
So my question for you, without going down the inappropriate route, is what is the most...
How many strippers? No, sorry.
What is the most fun thing that you've done that's not like your typical like strip club or whatever that is for a bachelor party that you guys have been a part of?
You're up first, Timmy.
So I'll tell you this.
There's something that popped into my head right away.
Okay.
But it would have to be an event that I was at that there was unnamed family members at, because he was a member of the family that was getting married. And there was some entertainment there. Okay. And a family member, my father, was just talking to them like, like getting to know you. Just like a normal conversation. And yet they were dressed in their entertainment outfit, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
And it was just, I was laughing to myself seeing my father carry on a conversation about life with someone that was dressed to entertain.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, at my bachelor party, the lady told my father that he raised a really nice young man.
There we go. There we go.
So that made me feel good. That made him feel good.
Well, he's going to say, well, there was one night in Cleveland where, no, I'm just kidding.
Wags, you don't have to give location or anything.
No, you
so
can
it
leave
can be
that
as
out.
discreet as possible.
No, those are going to sound bad, so don't take it the wrong way.
Yes.
Those things, when we traveled in the 90s and the early 2000s, the late 90s, early 2000s, those were things that you did. So when the Bachelor, we did Vegas, we loved Tampa. Like we didn't even do strip clubs. And I'm not saying the clubs and, at that time when I played, I should say, those were your getaways, and that's what you did. So when we had the time in I'm just remembering 3-player bachelor parties, it was very calm. It was more guys. It was more boats. It was more laughing. It was more drinking and gambling. We didn't go that route. And I think as an athlete in my time period, I think you did it all the time, whereas, let's just say, not for sure, but like my brother wasn't exposed to that, so his bachelor probably included On the Border or Silk or something like that. But for us, the ones that I remember the most,
we've seen it before. It's just a Tuesday in Cleveland.
I'm dead serious. I want 7, 8 guys playing cards and riding in a boat as fast as you can and jumping in the water.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I asked that question because I thought it was really fun that we did this cabin in Lakewood, Wisconsin that was on the water. It was actually 2 cabins. It's a $1.7 million property.
Oh, so
wow.
It's just a cabin. No, it's not a cabin.
19 beds.
Oh my God.
Okay, so it was
just a
much
cabin.
more
It's
than
just a
I could
cabin.
have ever expected. And what I thought was really nice actually. So we went out, we played golf on Friday, and then on Saturday the plan was, okay, your foursome for golf is also going to be your Beer Olympics team. Well, in true bachelor party fashion, we only made it through half of the Beer Olympics games because people were either sleeping or they were throwing up or they were
leaning up against a tree.
doing whatever. Yes. And but what was really nice about it though is that they had a nice big fire pit. So we did a big fire on Saturday night.